Amazon, Amazon library. There's no electricity in my apartment. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that steals from me, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. Everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles. These leeches are so disgusting. They have a witch hunt against me in the name of capitalism. It says do not kill, do not steal. Es bruto. For real. Todos los curas se ríen en el Vaticano. Dan un asco. They're disgusting. They're so gross. They're embarrassing. Those are my second cousins that don't understand capitalism is just promotion, that you need sperm and un óvulo para una quedar preñada y para un muchacho. Y que sometimes they don't give out free Wi-Fi porque how is that going to help you in your penetration if you should have everything to sustain you, and you should be paying for your own Wi-Fi too, so that you can shop Amazon for diapers if you want to. What else? What else? What else? Done last school? They've drugged me. They've raped me. Ew, ew, ew. I don't want them ever near me. They're stupid. They're so gross. They're bigots. They're disgusting. Yeah, I never think about them. They're deplorable. I want to order food for myself. They're overeating. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people ideally from reimbursement. Let's go to dinner. You can decapitate Marilyn Lawrence Acevedo that steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, is trying to put me in a wheelchair to see me raped. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez that rape me, steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money, that steal my homes, that steal my vehicles, hoping that with starvation I'll be on a wheelchair and that he'll see my siblings bathe me. But he's a porn addict, he's disgusting, he's a sex addict. He's trying to traffic me into my parents' home for him to rape me there. I don't want to live with my dog. Does he go on saying to people that's because she's a bad daughter? ¿Qué carajo es eso? Él vio tanta fucking telenovela asquerosidad. Eso es lo que hace repetir telenovela script. Es un embarrassment for girls. Ew, 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 ew. I don't ever want that near me. It's so gross. It's disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. Un cuero asqueroso. I don't ever want that near me. What else? What else? What else? What else? When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and be. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to have food delivered for myself to the library. It's open 8. What else? What else? What else? What else? Well, these leeches confirm. ¿Qué ustedes creen? Le dan dinero al Lee, dejamos de robarle el dinero. Y que el Lee ordene comida Uber Eats. Es más, me dio hambre. ¿Quiénes de ustedes me quieren acompañar a Taco Bell later? Olvídese de él, olvídese de él. So that's what they do. They completely, they're wanna be socialites. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. They're embarrassing. So they confer over like, what are we gonna do today with Arlene as a semi hostage? Never mind. I'm ready to for someone to put his dick into me. ¿Por cuántos años llevan haciendo esa mierda? Ew, ew, ew. I don't ever want that near me. It's disgusting. It's so gross. Blech. What else? What else? What else? Recently, my girlfriend recommended two people through Instagram. Gifting me money today. I'm bored. I'm bored. Just gift me money today. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs con lo que estoy pensando straight to my heart. I'm Lorenzo Art. Shop by NTAYIAFAY. I'm tired shop. My girlfriend is gofundme.com/r/rb. Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my home without my permission, that steals my vehicles, that gets in the way of me receiving money, that steals my money. They're bigots, they're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. He killed my mother because she shouldn't be talking about fashion if her home wasn't bigger or as big as la Iglesia Católica was. He thinks that la Iglesia Católica is who gives us permission to have sex. Es bruto, no entiende ningún concepto. Es un asco. Fo, 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 fo. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. I don't ever want that. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to order food for myself. Who's gifting me money? What else? What else? What else? What else? What is my password? What else? Where do I log in again? Lord, I'm currently listening to music. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Why a crime against me? Well, this is my second time applying. I couldn't fill out all the paper. I'm tired. I don't know. And to watch TV at a hotel room and not only. You decapitate me, homie, saw this one. So sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. They're such nuances. They're pesters. I think their names are Andrew, Alex, Albert, Basura, Leach, Akerosidad. They have a witch hunt against me for being polyamorous. They're stupid. They're so gross. My parents married Catholic, and that's who we met through. So he thinks that I need to just stick to one Catholic marriage forever. A bruto doesn't understand that my dad made a commitment to Gloria Nirsa, and Gloria Nirsa made a commitment to my dad of that marriage being together for the sake of raising children. But I was always aware that my parents were polyamorous, that attended orgies, that if I would let them, would put it in me too. Sephora. But even as like not young adult-ish, as a teen, I got both reminders from my dad and my mother that if I wanted them to put it in me, they would. Consensual. What else? 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 I'm bored. Who's gifting me money? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. Who's gifting me money today? Oh, there's food for myself. A salad. What else? Let's use my hair. I want to watch Megan at 7 today at the AMC theater. I'm bored. I am bored. Miss Theater, Miss King had at least 4 BMWs by 1999 that I didn't get to drive any because these listas asquerosidades Bolsonaro went on to steal them from me and give them to whoever was sucked into it. They don't understand respect. They don't understand relationships. They don't understand what being a second cousin is. They don't understand what being a husband is. Not a wedding tree topper. Shit, that one needs to be thinking about each other and talking to each other every day. So they've gone, at least 3 of these individuals, one of them not pictured, on to try to kill me as with the score woman excuse that I didn't cook them a sandwich the next day that I proposed to them. Went to me marriage, just like, oh my god, nice to see you. Is he busy or no? I'm just gonna say hi, make plans for today or for another day. Oh yeah, sure, let's live 3 months together, whatever. Or trouble. But it's not like a standard of I'm just gonna pick one guy to be with for the rest of my life and kill yourselves amongst yourselves. Como hacen esa cuero? They're not men. Esa cuero asquerosidad de those people that type. Y esos cueros asquerosidades los ponen a pelear. They're like, peleense por mí. Por si me decido nada más por uno de ustedes. They're disgusting. I've sacrificed mostly my entire sex life and stay celibate to not inconvenience people because these people are stalkers and then they go on and get obsessed with whoever one wants to have sex with or has sex with. And they go on to extort money out of that person. They go on to rape if they can. They're so gross. They're deplorable. They treat Edgar with such disrespect that they're here, like watching the chisme of what do I have to say about Edgar. Okay, honey, we're a better marriage than Edgar. Dangungas have been laughing at them exclusively for the past 5 years. In case you didn't know. What else? What else? I want food from here. I added that, but that's not what I want right now. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm gonna start cooking for myself. I'm an excellent cook. I'm chef too.
Air conditioner is back.
My hair. Where? What? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What was I gonna look for? Oh, pictures of my cooking. What else? 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 I'm bored. I miss cooking breakfast for myself. I miss giving apples. What else? 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 I miss dining with Jaden. Jaden me to Central Market last year. I took him there and then he paid for both his and my food. So lovely. What else? 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 I was cooking for myself. I miss my apartment being clean. What else? More. What else? I miss cooking for myself. What else? I miss cooking for myself. I'm bored. I I am sitting down on the pictures. I miss cooking for myself. Oh, I miss cooking for myself. What else? What else? What else? Also, ayer le propusieron matrimonio a Fraile. Porque I cooked this and then at Guadalupe Shrine Church, I got a, what is that? A chicken salad sandwich. And I posted it with chips. So they're así, with their eyes peeled, que le gusta el fraile, through other people by stalking. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. I'm gonna cook for myself. What else? 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 I miss cooking for Jaden and Kaylani and myself too. What is that dish? White rice and avocado. So yum. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Él pensó que yo iba a comer algo ilegalmente. And be like, guys, 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 look at all the caviar that I'm eating. Even the people that just eat caviar for a living would be like, snap out of it. You didn't grow up with caviar. Not because you don't deserve caviar, but where's your plantain diet? What else? 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 I've heard it all before. I've heard it all before. I miss cooking for myself. What else? What else? What else? I miss shopping at HEB. I miss shopping at HEB. There's a dessert. I miss cooking for myself. So basically, what they've done is they've hired an illegal prostitute y le dicen, hoy te toca cocinarle eso al fraile para que le ganes al link. Dale, dale, hoy. That as I was cooking and posting, unaware que fraile, I already knew him. Oh, qué asco. Yeah, these people are so disgusting. They are possibly watching my videos and be like, you have a better advantage. Yo te doy el carro del link. Te doy dinero del link. You with that pussy movement, nene, uf, me dejaste loco. You have a better advantage at winning el fraile over Arlene. They're giving away my vehicles and my personal properties, my homes, to any cuero asquerosidad, both females or males que se le paren en el pene. In the name of Catholicism. Y de que I'm a cuero for wanting to be polyamorous or being polyamorous. Es bruto, es una asquerosidad. So they rape, they rape, they murder, they legally prostitute themselves to be able to have like people all over them so that they're not sinning. They're stupid. They're so gross. They're deplorable. Anyways, so he thinks that right now I'm gonna be like the moment of truth. I'm gonna find out who cooked this for Fraile, you know? Que Fraile ni tres carajos. See, I don't even find him a contender in my life ever, not that I ever plan to pursue him, because I didn't meet him naturally. What else? What else? What else? Or Richie or Jorge Aviles. None of them are contenders. None of them are contenders. I didn't meet them on my own. They all come attached to an illegal prostitute, hostage taker, asquerosidad. Full, 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 full. I don't ever want that in life, whatever. What else, what else, what else? I'm bored. I was shopping at HEB. Was gifting me money today. I'm bored. I was cooking for myself today. Where is that picture? Oh, I miss shopping at Trader Joe's. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Que ya uno de ellos lloró decades ago. Si ella no sigan hablando de tiendas que no hay aquí en Aguada. Like, you're not gonna take me hostage. I don't have a relationship with you. I want casual sex only and not with you. He wants to eliminate everything. He's not even the marriage type. And just to make one miserable. They're so gross. They're like, stop talking about places that she don't want to visit. Ew, they want to take one hostage. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. I'm only one of a few people in my family abortion. That is achieve adulthood. That is an illegal prostitute. That is a rapist, murderer, and thief. So they want to take one hostage. Like, esta es mía. Y no puedes ya salir con más nadie. Pero tampoco la voy a cuidar bien porque no es como que mi esposa o whatever. Ew, they're stupid. They're so gross. I'd rather they be dead. They know that they're hurting me when they steal my money and cause my starvation. They're doing it on purpose to mock me. They get ha ha ha. Now everyone in the planet knows that I'm poor. And I need money. What else? 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 They're like, who cares if she gets Alzheimer's? If her brain shrinks, hopefully she'll let me rape her. Ew. That's deplorable. I don't want that penis in me that ever got me pregnant. What is it gonna do to my baby? They're not as good as the author of the secret fate that I'm reading right now. What else? 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 I'm bored. I want to watch what at the what is the theater? AMC theater at the River Center today. And I want to take a picture with my hair all spread out. Wasn't I live on camera from my apartment a while ago like that? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Estos tipos no entienden lo que es la sexualidad. Ellos se creen que uno va a ver a alguien que one is sexually attracted to and be like literally opening a hole in one's pants or skirt and be like, como la jaqueta. That's it. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. I'm bored. Oh, I was gonna fill out this one, but I'm in the mood. I'm not gonna do it. Where's the link to log in? Apply for written compensation. Regular login. And more remember the password. Who's gifting money today? So because I choose to be polyamorous, he's like, well, let's just say that I had sex with her just one day. The rest of the days, I hope she's in a wheelchair. I hope she trips over a rock and breaks her lip. I hope she loses 3 teeth for not being with me. I hope something pokes her eye and it hurts. I hope she steps on a Lego. Literally. They're so disgusting. One of them decades ago was like, if you don't have sex with me and let me rape you, Ezio Rivera's gonna rape you. Hector Soto is gonna rape you. Like, no sex trip for me. On my days of self care, according to the shit, thing already. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. They're so gross. They're basura. I don't ever want them near me. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Hector Soto, tried to rape me when I was 15. You can decapitate Esteo Rivera, the bullied me and sexually harassed me through Facebook in 2020 while he's to his Evans girl. Baby, you and me always. What else? What else? What else? That's what our link gets for wanting to be polyamorous. Es bruto, es un cuero, una asquerosidad. Ew, that one asco. You can decapitate me, having soldiers and sons that rape me. That's the only money that get in the way of your ceremony. They're deplorable. They're scorn women. Si no es mierda, es de nadie, pero yo no la quiero tampoco. Ew, they're terrorists. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm currently listening to music. Qué pandora? Oh, I'm trying to log into this. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money? Oh, can't I find where to log in? Else. I'm bored. I got spam today. No, New Jersey. I've tagged the FBI in this post. I don't know what that means. He's trying to insult me. I'm an illegal hooker. And I failed surveys. And he had thought about this hate crime towards me before the coronavirus. So people are rolling their eyes at them and saying like I didn't know who she is. And her family of origin for the most part has a hate crime towards her. And now it's impossible to hate her. I talk to people and they're like, I didn't know that bitch is until now. I can't hate her. Like for real, I can't hate her. What else? What else? Who's gifting me money today? David, I'm gonna save my password. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Did I get it right? Yes. So, ugh, crime date, April 18. I skimmed through the. Okay, not this. 2019. When did I start being on Instagram with my embroidery work? So, sexual. Is that sexual assault or rape? Or stalking to human trafficking? Burglary versus arson and robbery, I think. So, yeah. He took the condom with him, didn't he? He was knew he was close, and I saved the wrapper with his fingerprint. You can decapitate David this month. That raped me in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. Usually he would place it in the drawers, and that last time he took it with him, I think. What else? What else? What else? They're just disgusting. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I want to order food for myself and have it delivered here. He's going to give me money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Terrorism. So where's that police report from David Ledesma raping me? In 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I took that picture. Oh, that's not like finally a man in my life. I'm gonna follow this place. That's so cute. If that's that guy that I met when he was little, it's not like that. What else? Like I don't like bothering my dad. He's already overwhelmed, so he asked specifically David Ledesma and Liam Baker to not rape me because these dichas asquerosidad declared a hate crime towards me decades ago. My dad said to David Ledesma and to Liam Baker, don't rape her. She won't remember who you are. She doesn't think about you ever. And they're like, whatever, what does he know? I'm so irresistible. I thought he was poor. I didn't even remember who he is. Full, 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 full. I even changed my phone number so that he and Jorge Aviles couldn't find me. Or I may have given my phone number to Jorge Aviles. Okay, Jorge Aviles, I feel, falls into the category of like, was procreated to rape me and to hurt me. Basically, from the words of his mother decades ago. What else? 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 If that's his mother. And Lord, 2 5 and the people like when I drive through I-35 in my vehicle crying, laughing, listening to music, they're like she has a laughing fest all over I-35, up and down from In-N-Out Burger to Taco Palenque, from San Antonio to San Marcos in both. Porque there's Taco Palenque, and then on the opposite side, In-N-Out Burger in San Marcos, heading towards Austin. And heading towards San Antonio, there's In-N-Out Burger towards Windcrest, and there's Taco Palenque towards UTSA. So for real, I spent 2019 poor laughing as disgustingness in my vehicle while listening to music, while talking to myself, or wishing that I could talk to my parents. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And then I thought, oh, just like my primas and my primas said, some of them may be embarrassed and be like, she may have a blog from her vehicle. She was like, and blah, blah, blah. She's not crazy. In this day and age of blogs and recorders, even when you don't see it in nowadays, iPhone has an app. Does she have an iPhone? She's possibly recording herself. What else? What else? What else? What do I want for dessert? Pasta, sugar. What else? 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 Anyways, I'm gonna order food for myself and my. What else? What else? Ew. That a lot of hope my kids never go through as much pain as I've had to go through ever. 7461. 6303. So they're comparing today. And they're like, alguien que le envíe comida ya para que se. Uber no lo puede deliver comida sin ordenarlo. Porque you guys didn't do your job. ¿Para qué carajo yo te doy el BMW del niño? Si ella se recuerda de su dirección todavía de cuando donde ella vivía en Converse. You were supposed to make sure that Arlene befriended you and forgot her name. That's how I remember them. That gross. What else? 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 I shopped today. Let's stay at a hotel. Ugh. Rape, human trafficking, theft, extortion, forgery, starvation. What else? What else? What else? I've tagged that. Other people bring. Is this thing live soon? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So he thought David Ledesma, who I don't ever want to see again, and is a stalker, rapist, murderer, thief. Gonna pick a recent picture that while I have been posting on Facebook. Those are laughing. What, what else? 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 This form's gonna take so long for me to complete it. Anyways, I'll pick one from here, the most recent that I posted. That in 2010, I was posting pictures of myself. Look at her, so pretty. Yes, baby, I can't wait to see you and baby. For real, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're possibly dale, David, viste la foto que vi público para ti? Without David knowing that I don't talk to these people. So they're nudging each other, the people that type and these illegal prostitute curiosidades. Possibly with David, a verle publicó una foto para ti. And he may think that I talk to these people when I don't and gets excited based on what I witnessed decades ago of their abuse towards people. Well, that's not the right zip code. It's 78 781 on the video. What else? 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 Oh, I have the other crime report. Drone routine. I have it saved in my laptop. I can really be patient. I'm gonna order food for myself today, not on menu. Get the company with the Andrews, the Alberts, and each vessel that Albert. Alex just steal from me. They get in the way. Receive money that rape me. That caused my starvation, so I can't file police reports against them. So I can't strive to eat and be financially stable. For them to traffic me into my parents' home, for them to rape me there like they used to rape me in my younger years. They're so disgusting. So my bodyguard's the Catholic Church. I'm so bored. Poor guy was already feeling this morning very flattered. And waiting to give a shout out to the Catholic Church. What? Two people those ladies in video. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm about to start in my apartment. I want a fritada or a pizza. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel with plenty of people. I generally forget my speed. I don't do sex by referral, so I don't have anyone. Not even from my parents. I had babies with Edgar because I thought that when I met him in high school, he was a stranger to me. I'm bored. This is so slow. You have a screenshot there of the other police report. So I was sitting there in this corner on a meal. I'm not just around me. And Lord, yeah, those stations that I grew up around for the most part, they won't be along them at the same time. They're disgusting. They're so gross. They've been mocking my polyamory, stealing from me, getting the winners and money, raping my crushes aren't worth their shine. Lord, it's gonna take forever. Anyways, I just these bitches. That's the only money anybody. What else? What else? What else? What else? Those people that are here from what have been not years, 8 years, 6 years, trying to become polyamorous and getting really having people like literally in my face trying to get me to let them make me. They think that I'm gonna stop putting myself out there when I'm financially stable, but please don't think that I hire them like they try to make you believe. The kids are going on for them like this, Misha, quiero ciudad. Think that you're gonna think that I hired them as legal prostitute just over a Facebook friend request. Beware. Ew, ew. I just have to say things once. That's it. Because they're rapists, murderers, I think they wanted to be talking to them constantly. They're disgusting. I'm bored. This is so strong. Even the company of a new Marilyn Acevedo trying to rape me. Even the company Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo is trying to rape me. There's people in Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill Evaniva Lorenzo Acevedo and Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo and Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo is trying to rape me. They're trying to put me on a wheelchair for them to bait me, and they possibly have a list of people that they want them to bait me, to rape me. They're so disgusting. Ew, 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 they're so gross. They're trying to traffic me into my parents' home for Benjamin Suarez Suarez's sons to rape me, and then they're like in my vehicle. Ah, I'm so worthy. I had four BMWs when I was 19 in 1999 that I didn't get to drive any of them or even be a passenger of it. Wouldn't because my siblings drove the vehicles. They stole the vehicles from me, angry at me for not letting them rape me. They're disgusting. They're so gross. They want to be like the egg boy, so badly that they look so gross to me. What else? What else? What else? Like no fashion sense, so boring, so disgusting. Blech. I'm bored. Well, the other people that I grew up around are like, don't take me to say that I have fashion sense. So I can get a shower. Y por eso le roban a uno el dinero y se quedan en la casa de una. Para que una sí que se recuerde de ellos o de ella. They want a shower. There's servers. Where is that? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to watch a movie. At the movie theater. Well, my siblings compare with my crushes that didn't materialize because they're in room. I say, well, she can't be in the movie theater because she's married to you, right? Look at me, are they prettier than our ladies? And they're like, me, someone, someone at least today show me his or her data for the yes, yes. That's what I do for them. For the most part, they're so disgusting. Yeah. They're just so disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? No financial stable from travel and any people can't even understand. What is God? Police report. Or should I stick to that one? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate that Mia Carrero. You can decapitate La Pisha esa, que also I don't know her last name. There are legal processes that say my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of receiving money. You can decapitate Monica Pacheco. You can decapitate Para Cristina, whatever last name is. You can decapitate him in home. You can decapitate him, so the systems are raping. That's the only money they can know when you see money. That's the only vehicles, and then get rid of way too much and one. And then I'm on police. So that's the word. Stealing my personal property. I'm under the impression of and just doing the prices right. Yay, me mamaste el. Ya, el link que se muera. He's mocking my polyamory. He's very dangerous. He's so gross, doesn't understand Catholicism, and then has basura that stick around to him trying to kill him. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew. No, he's fine. Do I want to because they traffic me into poverty, so that I would run into Richie. Well, poor to give him a chance at what of me dying of starvation in his arms, because that would make it so telenovela like. Literally, dan un asco. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. I was thinking, You can decapitate me from being sort of sons are rape me and steal my money, that's my vehicle, that's steal my home, get in the way of receiving money. They have drugged me, have had people rape me, or me be in the room with people that I didn't want to have sex with. What else? 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 I'm bored. Okay, so I'm sharing my open something with people. Not food today. What else? I'm bored. So while I wait for those pictures to load, they're caused they want me dead, or like right now that I don't have electricity in my apartment. They're wondering if when the electricity is turned back on, if I pay for it, if all the appliances will turn back on, or if one of the appliance isn't working, or computer, or the light bulbs will be need to change. Pero he's a porn addict, he's a sex addict, so he's possibly contacted people from Frigidaire Maytag, pretending to be so professional and saying, hey, why don't you just give us una charla de una horita or something sexy while you're on it. We'll pay for you to visit Puerto Rico. By the way, we have una casa en la playa donde hacemos orgía. It's so much fun. You're invited to do that. What else? 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 So he's possibly rape everyone that he can rape, from Frigidaire, Maytag, LG. Well, I don't have electricity. Well, I don't have money that he steals from me. Say, well, how long do you think those appliances will be without turning on if there's no electricity in the apartment? They use me as a conversation starter to rape. They're disgusting. They're deplorable. They're so gross. They're so embarrassing. In the meantime, I want to be at the beach. I missed it. I missed it. I want to visit the beach with Jane and Kimani. I'm bored. And I'm going to stay at a hotel tonight and watch TV. Just for fun. Let's get. I'm bored. And I'm going to get back to stitching. This is the piece that I stitched last year. So pretty. And my only visitor last year, Jaden. Look at that. So the only man that I have in my life is Jaden. My true consistent is Jaden Kingani. I love that. What else? 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 Is Berlin fighting with Britney and saying, girl, okay, first let's put on our songs that we steal from Berlin. One of you needed to be her best friend para que no llegara a la Guadalupe Shrine Church. Si tú estuvieras trabajando en GAP, no hubiese llegado a recordarse del fraile. Ya el fraile me dijo que no me lo voy a mamar más nunca después de esto. You can decapitate Berlin Jean, you can decapitate Brittany Akerson that stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of me, receive money, steal my money. You can decapitate my homes, so the sons that rape me, that steal my money, they get in the way of me, receive money, that steal my vehicles, that steal my home, that drug me, and had people rape me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I went in and over now. So same situation. Pero Jamie, you're supposed to be her best friend so that she doesn't get live to reporting on the Eso que no puede trying to vacation. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate around the school with property lines. I do can decapitate everyone that stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicle, gets in the way of mercy. The best friend is silent. So occupied and take us is not worth pursuing. Decades ago, dan unos tuvo con basura. Matan por pedir. Even the capital runs causing me belong to the suffering family, even the capital runs from my poverty, my home, my health to returning in the past 15 years. There's a disgusting. Yeah. They thought the kids would stop me from calling them disgusting. No, stay. Forever that stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicle, gets in the way of me receiving money and steal my money. It's June 17, 2025. I'm aiming for the death penalty for hundreds of people in my family of origin, if not thousands. What else? 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 Let me see, let me see. I'm gonna see. In the meantime, I think I matched with a friend on Tinder already a while ago. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Or he's right to left. Hold on. It was when I say a match, it wasn't a match. True, like he swiped like I knew him. Pero I saw him like, oh, I know. Not possibly. Same with Rich. He possibly would Zero Arbor. What else? 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 That doesn't mean that I'm crying on the other side that he broke. I may not recognize him and be like, ¿quién es tan lindo? So I'm sorry. That's it. It's not like ¿quién es tan lindo? Hopefully we're a match. ¿Qué pasó? Porque ese no, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I delete the app, reload and start from the beginning. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? This is so slow. Who's gifting me money today? Lord. You can decapitate everyone that's trying to invade my privacy by causing my poverty and my homelessness. So I disclose who I've been on a date with or who I hope to reconnect again. 2017 was very stressful for me because I was working at Nordstrom, so I was matching with people. I'm like, do I work or do I do this? What else? 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 Porque working is a way also to meet people. I don't even know what this crowd just talks to me. They're so disgusting. They want to be like the hot girls at Nordstrom. Dude, she took me out with her Lexus. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Napalaban. Bajo tierra already wasn't in my plans. I'm never seeking them to kill them in self defense. So I guess de ahora en adelante cuando hay que andar con una pala in the back of my vehicle, o se aparece una de esas personas that stalks me, that steals from me, that rape me, or they plan to rape me. Hopefully they don't plan to hurt me anymore. But seriously, what's the alternative to that? Rose. And then, and what else? Then, at the thought of like the legal hookers being like, guys, I just want to go fund me campaign. We're sending my paperwork out. And they're like, oh my God, me enseñó la tarjeta y con ese dinero me va a llevar a comer. Porque they're hostages of leeches. Pero they're like, al menos I'm a hostage que de vez en cuando me lleva a comer y de vez en cuando me enseña las tetas.